you could say, over time reductive effect on the vitality of the system, because over time the body, as you know, gets used to the steroid, and usually the dose has to be increased. So there can be a type of dependency and a type of reductive effect that the steroid can have on the integrity of the body over time. So if you are looking to avoid that, one of the things that will be needed is an anti-inflammatory diet, a diet that specifically is designed to sedate rather than activate the immune system. So any food that damages the body, this is going to be a food that will, in excess, aggravate the asthma. If you have a lot of different foods that just damage the body slightly, and that's what you're eating throughout the day, well, you get a lot of damage. So the asthma is ultimately an overactive immune response. And this immune response is coming from the inflammatory foods, injuring the tissue of the body, the digestive system, the lining, these things. And the body thinks it's under attack. And that's what generates the cycle in the body that creates the asthmatic symptoms, more or less. So a very diligent anti-inflammatory diet that's very natural will assist you. Ensuring that you are consuming herbs that moisten and lubricate. Keep in mind that all organs have a balance of yin and yang. Each organs will be governed by a single element, but will contain the other elements within it as well. So with your lungs, it is important to nourish those yin dimensions of the lung, the waters of the lung, which will lubricate the lining. It will lubricate the tissue. It will moisten the lungs. And this is going to assist you greatly in being able to take deeper breaths and being able to absorb more oxygen with each inhale. And it will also allow for you to expel more CO2 with each exhale. So herbs that moisten and open the lungs. What is known as osha root, this can be used. This can open the lungs. Cordyceps mushrooms can also open the lungs. In terms of foods, watery foods, think of berries and things like this. These will assist you. So think of lubrication, think of moistening. The final thing, just to give you three things we would advise, is breathing exercise. Here you are training the lungs. There's a particular breathing exercise. It can be a rather intense exercise, but nevertheless has profound immunological effects on the body. This is what you describe as your Wim Hof method, popularized by the individual on your planet, Wim Hof. This breathing technique saturates the body with oxygen. It expels CO2 in great quantities and can put the body in a metabolic state where the autoimmune symptoms are completely suppressed because of the metabolic state the breathing exercise achieves within a person. And it will tell your body how to shut off the immune response. And in that sense, you can gain control over your immune system. His technique was made popular for a few reasons, but one of the reasons was in a laboratory setting, he was able to teach other people how to regulate their immune systems with breath. They were given an antigen to a bacteria that should have elicited a very tremendous immune response. And in most of the participants, no one had the response. They were able to shut their immune system's reaction off. So this type of technique can give you a lot of control over that. It can assist you. Sure, with each inhale and exhale, you can implement certain qualities that you focus upon. Absolutely. So when you are breathing in, you can be taking in strength. You can be taking in power. You can be taking in health. Focus on whatever the quality is. You can even give it a color and see you're taking the color in. The color represents the quality. And on the exhale, you can do one of two things. You can expel and think that every exhale you're letting go of blockage, you're letting go of toxin, you're letting go of obstruction. Or what you can do is capture the exhales. As you exhale, feel that the air and the energy in the exhale, it's not so much being expelled, rather, it's being sent into your aura and it's strengthening your energy body. So there's two ways to work with the exhale. You have an expulsion and you have a tonification, depending on if you keep the energy or banish it. If you're removing energy, see it as a gray smoke, a dark smoke, see it going down into the earth with the exhales. If you are keeping it, simply see that when you exhale, the energy you brought in expands into your aura, and you're in a bubble that matches the color of the energy that you are taking in with your breath. It is, yes, it is, but it will take discipline. It will take focus because you are creating a new body that doesn't have the asthma. You see, that's what you're doing with this. So that takes time. You can't reinforce the patterns of the old body. You can't reinforce the patterns of the asthmatic body, or you're going to get mixed results. So you do have to stick with the patterns of the self that never had the asthma in the first place. And as you become that self, the real-time experience is healing.